Hello again. Thanks for stopping by Max's Cards and Dice Dugout. Robert Max here. This is episode number 12, and we are featuring time travel baseball again. This is game 5 of the Celluloid series between the Bingo Long Traveling All-Stars and Motor Kings and the Major League Movie Cleveland Indians. This is game 5 in Cleveland. It's the last game in Cleveland. Series is tied 2-2. And as always in time travel baseball, we use 2d6s. We have a red one and a green one. The red one represents the pitcher's card corresponding to the red pitcher's silhouette on the gamble cards, and green for the batter's silhouette on the gamble cards. And you know what? I didn't mention this before, and something I noticed a while ago. These silhouettes are actual players, and some of them, many of them, I can recognize. I mean, that's Mark McGwire. There's no doubt about it. Number 25, Oakland. But yeah, some of them I recognize. Many of them I recognize. Some of them I don't. But anyway, back to the game. So I'm going to give the gamble cards a shuffle, and a cut. And let's take a look at the starting lineups. For the visiting Traveling All-Stars and Motor Kings, leading off Charlie Snow in right field. Bunny Downs, second baseman, bats second. Batting third, Fat Sam Popper at first base. Batting fourth, catcher Leon Carter. Batting fifth, Esquire Joe Calloway, the center fielder. Batting sixth, Walter Murchman, the left fielder. Batting seventh, Champ Chambers, the third baseman. Batting eighth, Bingo Long, the pitcher. And Bingo Long is a dangerous batter, so we will replace his pitching card with the dangerous at-bat card. And batting ninth, shortstop Louis Keystone. For the home-standing Cleveland Indians, leading off Willie Mays Hayes in center field. Izuru Tanaka bats second, plays left field. Pedro Serrano bats third, he's in right field. Batting fourth, Roger Dorn, the third baseman. Fifth batter is Jack Parkman, the catcher. Toby Rainier, shortstop, bats seventh. Charles Graham, the first baseman, bats seventh. Toby Rainier bats sixth. Charles Graham bats seventh. Mario Crespi, the second baseman, bats eighth. And batting ninth and pitching for the Cleveland Indians is Eddie Harris. He is a tough pitcher with a 2.73 ERA, and he's also a workhorse. That means that he, and also Bingo Long, who is a workhorse, neither one of them are subject to the rule of 5 for pitcher fatigue, but that does not mean they will not get pulled out of the game. Eddie Harris is a normal pitcher at bat, so we will replace his card with the pitcher at bat card, and we are ready to get underway. So Charlie Snow steps up to the plate. Eddie Harris delivers the pitch, and here we go. We got a 7 coming from the pitcher's card, and that's take a gamble right off the bat. And let's see, there's no one on base. It's a ground out to second base. And so play ball. It's out, ground out, 4-3. And there's one away. Series is tied 2-2. These two pitchers met in Game 1. Game 1 went to the Traveling All-Stars 5-0. Here's Bunny Downs. We got a 9 coming off of the pitcher's card, and it's an infield pop-out. And that goes to... Okay, I have these cards upside down, I guess. I don't know. Guess they got messed up when I shuffled them. Okay, that goes to the shortstop, Toby Rainier. And there's 2 away. That brings up Fat Sam Popper. We got a 6 coming off of the pitcher's card. It's a high fly out to center field. And that's out number 3. So the Traveling All-Stars go down 1-2-3 in the first. Go to the bottom of the first. No score. Willie Mays Hayes steps into the batter's box. Bingo Long delivers. And we have an 8 coming off of the pitcher's card, and he struck him out. 1 away. Izuru Tanaka is next up. We got a 7 coming off of the batter's card. It's a high fly out to center field. And there are 2 away. Brings up Pedro Serrano, the right fielder. We have a 6 coming off of the pitcher's card. It's a sharp ground out to second base. Bunny Downs tosses over to Fat Sam Popper for the 3rd out. And the Indians go down 1-2-3. So after 1 inning of play, no score. Eddie Harris comes back out. Leon Carter, the cleanup hitter, at the plate. We have a 5 coming off of the pitcher's card, and he strikes him out. There's 1 away. Esquire Joe Calloway, the center fielder. It's a 6 coming off of the pitcher's card, and it is a high fly out to center field for out number 2. Two outs in the top of the second for Walter Murchman, the left fielder. We have a 9 coming off of the batter's card. It's a hard ground out to first base. Charles Graham takes that unassisted for the 3rd out. And the traveling All-Stars are retired 1-2-3 again. Go to the bottom of the second with no score. Roger Dorn, 3rd baseman. And we have a, whoops, that was a 6. We have a 6 coming off of the pitcher's card. It's a sharp ground out to the shortstop. Lewis Keystone over to Fat Sam Popper for out number 1. Jack Parkman, the catcher. We have a 10 coming off of the batter's card, which is a short single and a question mark. They're both right-handed in the basic game. That is a strikeout for out number 2. It's Toby Rainier, shortstop. We got double 2s. It's going to be an out. It's going to come from the batter's card. It's a sharp ground out to second base. Bunny Downs to Fat Sam Popper for the 3rd out. And after 2 innings of play, no score. Eddie Harris back out on the mound. Champ Chambers, 3rd baseman for the traveling All-Stars, steps up to the plate. And we have a 9 coming off of the pitcher's card. It's an infield pop out. And that is to the shortstop, Toby Rainier. So pop out. It's a 6, 1 away. That brings up Bingo Long, the pitcher. Dangerous at bat. We have a 5 coming off of the pitcher's card, and he strikes him out. There's 2 away. The 9th batter, Lewis Keystone. He's the shortstop for the traveling All-Stars. We have a 5 coming off of the batter's card. It's a deep fly out to left field. Izuru Tanaka's underneath it. Makes the catch. And the side is retired. So after 2.5 innings of play, still no score. Go to the bottom of the 3rd. Charles Graham is up first for the Indians. And we have double 1s, and this is trouble. This is trouble. Not as much trouble as it could have been if it came off the batter's card, but it is a pop fly double for Charles Graham. And the Indians have a runner in scoring position with Mario Crespi coming up to bat. Doubles again. These are double 2s. Let's see where it comes from. Cards are sticking together a little bit. And that's coming from the batter's card, and that's a deep fly out. Let's see what the deep fly out tells us on the basic game runner reaction board. Deep fly out, runner on 3rd scores, other runners hold. Okay, so that fly out went to center field. So Mario Crespi flies out to center field, and Charles Graham is held up at second. Okay, that brings up pitcher Eddie Harris with a man on second and 1 out. We got a 9 coming off of the pitcher's card, and he strikes him out. There's 2 away. Brings up the leadoff hitter, Willie Mays Hayes. He plays center field, and we got double sixes, and this is going to score a run. And it's coming off of the batter's card, and it's a bloop triple. And the the Cleveland Indians are on the board. Safe at home, advanced by the batter. And it is 1-0 Cleveland. 2-out triple by Willie Mays Hayes gets the Indians on the board. That brings up Izuru Tanaka. Bingo Long delivers the pitch, and we have a 5 coming off of the pitcher's card. It's a chop ground out to third base. It's a 5-3, and that ends the 3rd inning. But after 3 innings of play, it's Cleveland Indians 1, Traveling All-Stars 0. Top of the order for the Traveling All-Stars here in the 4th. And it's leadoff batter Charlie Snow, a.k.a. Richard Pryor. And we have an 11 coming off of the pitcher's card, the batter's card. Short single with a question mark. They're both right-handed, and he strikes him out. That's 1 away. Bunny Downs, the second baseman, is next. We have a 7 coming off of the pitcher's card. It's Take a Gamble. There's no one on base. It's a single. So the Traveling All-Stars have their first base runner, Bunny Downs. That brings up Fat Sam Popper with 1 out. He's 0 for 1. And that's a 9 coming off of the pitcher's card. It's an infield pop-out. Of course, that would be an infield fly rule. Runners hold. And that pop-out went to the shortstop, Toby Rainier. And he's held up. So there's 2 away. Brings up the cleanup hitter, Leon Carter, catcher. And we have a 5 coming off of the batter's card. It's a short single. And on a short single, runners advance 1 base. So that's going to give us give the Traveling All-Stars first and second. With 2 away. And Esquire Joe Calloway coming up to the plate. Got a 5 coming off of the batter's card. It's a chop ground out to second base. Mario Crespi tosses over to Charles Graham. And Eddie Harris gets out of that little jam. We go to the bottom of the 4th. The Cleveland Indians leading 1-0. Pedro Serrano is in the batter's box. Bingo Long delivers, and we have a 4 coming off of the pitcher's card, and he strikes him out. That brings up Roger Dorn, the third baseman. We have an 11 coming off of the pitcher's card. It's a pressure play, and in the basic game, that is a strikeout. 2 away. Catcher, Jack Parkman, up to the plate. Bingo Long delivers. It's a 5, and he walks him. A 5 coming off of the batter's card. It's in play, base on balls. So there's a man on first with 2 away. And how did I make this mistake? Oh, somehow the batters got mixed up. Should have been Toby Rainier, not Jake. So let's take a look back at Jack Parkman's. Oh, wait a minute. Jack Parkman is the catcher. How did I mess that up? All right. So Toby Rainier is on first. Jack Parkman is up to bat. Oh, once again, I made a little mistake. I did pretty good last game, but I don't know. Somehow those cards got mixed up on me. All right. Anyway, Jack Parkman is up to bat here in the bottom of the 4th. 2 outs. Toby Rainier at first. And we have double 2s, which is going to be an out. It's going to be a sharp ground out to the pitcher. Bingo Long tosses over to Fat Sam Popper for out number 3. And that's the end of the 4th inning. We go to the top of the fifth. The Cleveland Indians leading 1-0. Walter Murchman, the left fielder, is the first batter. He's 0 for 1 with the ground out. Got a 5 coming off of the batter's card, and that is a walk. So we have a man on first with no one out. Brings up third baseman Champ Chambers. He's also 0 for 1. We got double 5s coming off of the pitcher's card, and it's a pop fly double. On a pop fly double, runners advance 2 bases with 2 outs, all runners score. All right, so it's in play for a double. And the runner was on first. Walter Murchman is safe at third, so it's second and third with nobody out, and pitcher Bingo Long up to bat. And we have a 6 coming off of the batter's card, and he strikes him out for 1 away. Brings up shortstop Lewis Keystone. We have a 10 coming off of the pitcher's card, pressure play, which is a strikeout in the basic game, and there's 2 away. Leadoff hitter Charlie Snow wants to drive at least one of these runs in. Well, both of them are probably going to score on a base hit. And we have an 8 coming off of the batter's card. It's a chop ground out to shortstop Toby Rainier to Charles Graham. And Eddie Harris gets out of that jam. So we go to the bottom of the fifth with the Cleveland Indians still leading 1-0. First baseman Charles Graham is up to bat. We have a 7 coming off the pitcher's card. Let's take a gamble. And that's a line out to second base. Line drive, second base, 1 out. All right, Mario Crespi, the second baseman, is next. He's 0 for 1 with the fly out. We have an 8 coming off of the pitcher's card, and he strikes him out. That's 2 away. That brings up pitcher Eddie Harris. We have a 9 coming off of the pitcher's card. It's an infield pop out to the shortstop Lewis Keystone. And that retires the Cleveland Indians in the 5th. We go to the top of the 6th with the score. Cleveland 1, traveling All-Stars 0. Second baseman Bunny Downs is up to bat. We have a 10 coming off of the pitcher's card, and he strikes him out. It's a pressure play. 1 away. Fat Sam Popper, first baseman, trying to get the traveling All-Stars on the board. We got a 7 coming off of the pitcher's card, and it's take a gamble. And it's a walk. Then a daring batter takes off for second and is out stealing. Well, he's not a daring batter. He is fast, but not daring. Kind of surprising with the name Fat Sam Popper. But anyway, he walks. All right, so there's a man on first with 1 out for catcher Leon Carter. And we have a 3 coming off of the pitcher's card, and it's another walk. First and second with 1 out for Esquire Joe Calloway, the center fielder. And we have double 4s. And either way, it's a strikeout, but we will flip the card just because we're supposed to, and he strikes him out. 2 away. Brings up Walter Murchman, the left fielder. And we have double 2s, and it's going to be an out one way or the other, and it's coming from the pitcher. It's a line out to third base. Roger Dorn, out number 3. And Eddie Harris gets out of another jam. So we go to the bottom of the 6th with Cleveland still leading 1-0. Top of the order, Willie Mays Hayes. It's a 9 coming off of the pitcher's card. It's an infield pop out to the shortstop Lewis Keystone. And there's 1 away. That brings up Izuru Tanaka, the left fielder. We got a 10 coming off of the batter's card. Short single with a question mark. They're both right-handed, and that means a strikeout. And there are 2 away for Pedro Serrano, the right fielder. We got a 7 coming off of the pitcher's card. It's take a gamble. There's no one on base. Deep fly out to center field. His pitcher hangs a high curve. Drives Esquire Joe Calloway back to the warning track, but he's under it and makes the catch. And the Indians are retired, and we go to the top of the 7th. Eddie Harris working on a 3-hit shutout. Champ Chambers up to the plate. We have a 3 coming off of the batter's card, and that's a base hit. So the leadoff batter is on, and that brings up Bingo Long. Bingo Long's also pitching a fine game. He has given up a run, but only 2 hits. That's a 5 coming off of the pitcher's card, and he strikes out for the 3rd time. It's 1 away. Brings up the number 9 hitter, Lewis Keystone. We have a 7 coming off of the batter's card. It's a line fly out to left field. And that's 2 away. On a line fly out, he has to hold, of course. So, yes, held up. All right. Top of the order, Charlie Snow for the Traveling All-Stars. Have a 7 coming off of the batter's card. It's a line fly out again to the left fielder, Izuru Tanaka. And that's out number 3. So we go to the bottom of the 7th with the score still remaining. Cleveland 1, Traveling All-Stars nothing. Roger Dorn, third baseman. We got a 5 coming off the pitcher's card. It's a chop ground out to shortstop. Lewis Keystone, the Fat Sam Popper for out number 1. 6-3. All right. That brings up Toby Rainier. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. We got double 2s. It's going to be an out, but we'll flip a card to see what kind of out it is. And it is an infield line out to second baseman Bunny Downs. And there are 2 away. Jack Parkman, the catcher. Got a 10 coming off the pitcher's card. It's a pressure play, which, of course, in the basic game is a strikeout. And that does it for the Indians in the 7th. We go to the top of the 8th. Cleveland leading 1-0. Eddie Harris still pitching a great game. He's given up 4 hits, but no runs. Bunny Downs in the batter's box, and he's 1 for 3. Eddie Harris delivers. It's a hard ground out to the shortstop, Toby Rainier, over to Charles Graham for out number 1. That brings up Fat Sam Popper, first baseman. We got an 8 coming off of the batter's card. It's a chop ground out to second base. Mario Crespi to Charles Graham for out number 2. Leon Carter, the catcher. You have a 5 coming off of the batter's card. That's a short single. So Leon Carter to first with 2 outs. Esquire Joe Calloway comes up to bat. We have double 1s, and this is trouble. Serious trouble. Doesn't matter which card it's on. It's back, right center field. Pedro Serrano back to the track. It's over his head, and it is gone. A home run for Esquire Joe Calloway, and just like that, the Traveling All-Stars are up 2-1. A 2-out home run. Eddie Harris just can do nothing but shake his head on the mound. Here we go. 2 outs brings up Walter Murchman. And that's a 3 coming off of the pitcher's card, and that's a walk. That home run might have shaken Eddie Harris up a bit. 2 outs, Walter Murchman on first, for Champ Chambers. He's 2 for 3 with a single and a double. That's an 8 coming off of the batter's card. It's a slow ground out to third base. Roger Dorn's going to go the short way to Mario Crespi at second. That's a 5-4, and that retires the traveling all-stars, but not before they score 2 runs on an Esquire Joe Calloway home run. And now lead 2-1 as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Charles Graham up to bat. It's a 9 coming off of the pitcher's card. It's an infield pop out to the third baseman, Champ Chambers. 1 away. Mario Crespi. Have a 5 coming off of the pitcher's card. Another chop ground out to Bunny Downs. That's 4-3 for out number 2. That brings up the pitcher, Eddie Harris. Well, Eddie Harris isn't going to bat here. We're going to bring up a pinch hitter. And let's see. Who will that be? We're going to bring up Jake Taylor to bat for Eddie Harris. So that's going to do it for Eddie Harris. He gave up 2 runs on 6 hits. And his day's over. So getting up in the Cleveland bullpen will be left-hander Chris Schindler and right-hander Troy Pierce. Whoops, he's a lefty. Right-hander Seth Lindbergh are both going to get up in the Cleveland bullpen. But Jake Taylor comes to bat with 2 outs. And let's see what happens. And we got a 10 coming off of the pitcher's card. It's a pressure play. And in the basic game, that's a strikeout. So that does it for the Indians. And coming out to pitch is going to be Seth Lindbergh. Seth Lindbergh. He's a right-hander. And he's a reliever, of course. And leading off will be pitcher Bingo Long. He's staying out here. Of course he's staying out. He's only given up 2 hits. We have a 5 coming off the pitcher's card, and it's a leadoff walk. Lewis Keystone, the number 9 hitter and playing shortstop. Got a 7 coming off the pitcher's cards. Take a gamble. We have a man on first. It's a single to right field, and ball bounds away for an error, runner to third. That means Bingo Long's going to score. Oh, boy. All right, so it's a single, first off, in play for a single. What happened to the runner that was on first base, Bingo Long? He was safe at home on an error, and the error occurred by the right fielder. And what happened to Lewis Keystone? He is safe at third base. On the error. It was a right fielder. Okay. So, nobody out, man on third. And now the traveling all-stars are up 3-0. Brings up leadoff hitter Charlie Snow. We have double 4s. And either way, that's going to be a strikeout. There's 1 away. Brings up Bunny Downs with Lewis Keystone on third base. We got an 11 coming off of the pitcher's card, and that's a short single, and it's going to score the run. And that makes the score 4-1. Ooh. Tough final third of the game here for Cleveland. All right, still 1 out, man on first. Got a 9 coming off of the pitcher's card. That's an infield pop-out to first base, Charles Graham. And the runner's held up. There's 2 away. Brings up Leon Carter. And it's a 3 coming off of the pitcher's card, and it's a deep fly out to center field. Willie Mays Hayes is under it. And that retires the side, but not before the Indians, or excuse me, the Traveling All-Stars score 2 more runs. We go to the bottom of the 9th with the Traveling All-Stars leading 4-1. Leadoff hitter Willie Mays Hayes steps up to the plate. Bingo Long delivers, and we have an 8 coming off of the batter's card. It's a slow ground out to first base. Fat Sam Popper takes that unassisted, and there's 1 away. Izuru Tanaka, the left fielder, is up next. That's a 6 coming off of the pitcher's card. It's a sharp ground out. Back to the pitcher, Bingo Long. He tosses over to Fat Sam Popper for out number 2. 1-3. So Pedro Serrano is the last chance for the Cleveland Indians to try to keep this game going. And we have double ones, and it's coming off of the batter's card. Pedro Serrano sends Charlie Snow back to the track, to the wall, and it is gone. A home run. And it's now 4-2 with Roger Dorn coming up to bat. And we have a 6 coming off of the batter's card. It's a sharp ground out to pitcher Bingo Long. He tosses over to Fat Sam Popper for out number 3, which ends the game. And the Traveling All-Stars break the trend of the home field winners in this one and defeat Cleveland 4-2. The line Traveling All-Stars, 4 runs on 8 hits, no errors, and 9 left on base. The Cleveland Indians, 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 error, and 2 left on base. So this series heads back to that, I don't know, strange alter universe, wherever the Traveling All-Stars play their home games. For game number 6, the Traveling All-Stars are going to be going into that game at home with a 3-2 series advantage, 1 win away from winning the Celluloid Series Championship. Yeah, I know I made a mistake or 2. I think cards got stuck together on me, and that's how those 2 batters got out of order. I got to be a little bit more careful keeping an eye on that. Okay, but anyway, that's going to do it for this episode. If you stuck around for this entire game, I'd like to thank you for your patience. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're a subscriber, thank you for subscribing. If you're not a subscriber, please consider doing so. And also consider giving the thumbs up for this video, liking this video. You know, it helps the channel grow and helps the videos get more exposure. That's going to do it for this time. Until the next time, take care.